So here's Jimmy Dore going on Tucker Carlson, and I have a thread, a classic Matthew Dimitri thread with some choice clips, and I'm going to get through as many as I can. So let's check it out.
The joke I say, you know, if it was 1860, the Democrats would be bragging about their first transgendered slave owner. The joke I say...
Okay, so this is the first joke. This is a classic joke where Jimmy Dore says transgendered. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I do think it's really cringy. Obviously, no one uses transgendered. Transgender is not a verb. You cannot transgender. Therefore, you cannot do it in the past tense. Hey, what did you do this morning? Oh, I transgendered. Oh, how did you get to the store? Oh, I just transgendered all the way there. What? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So, we obviously know this guy's illiterate. But apparently, GLAAD references this in some sort of hateful way or whatever. Which is pretty cool. But anyway, we've got more clips. Let's check it out.
So I'm just doing what she said. So I started to put heat on people like AOC and Rashid Tlaib and Ro Khanna and all the Justice Democrats in the squad to force the vote. And they said I was committing violence against them with my words. That's how scared they got.
Were you?
That's how scared. You really telling them to do what they ran on? That's violence.
Also, wait. Is it like, did Tucker Carlson get a new set? Like, what is this? Tucker Carlson today.
And they said I was committing violence against them with my words. That's how scared they got.
So it's really interesting. I mean, again, like, we all know that Jimmy Dore did threaten to go attack them. He did threaten to follow them around and stalk them. That's all true. But again, he just, conveniently forgets that part, which is, it's fine. But again, the idea that, like, you mocking someone who almost died on January 6th, on January 7th, and you say you're going to come for them, and you're never going to stop coming. Like, it really just, it proves to me that these motherfuckers have no idea what trauma is. You know what I mean? Like, if you almost die in a nationally horrific, violent event, and then, like, days and days later, people are saying that they're going to come for you, they're going to stalk you around, they're going to harass the shit out of you, they're going to beat you up. To me, again, if you're trying to claim that AOC is lying about feeling threatened, then I'm sorry, but it's a little ridiculous.
Were you?
That's how scared. You really telling them to do what they ran on? That's violence? That's how afraid they were. And all the things. So they had people write hit pieces on me in the Daily New York Magazine, Newsweek, BuzzFeed. They tried to shut me down and squelch me. They made me trend on Twitter negatively. But they couldn't shut me up. And they couldn't stop me. And they don't know what to do with me.
Now, my question is, who's they? Is AOC they? Like, who's they?
Because, again, all the usual, they have Wikipedia putting smears on me that I can't get rid of. CNN's calling me. It's unbelievable what's going on. Just a comedian, a pothead comedian in his garage. What you can do when you want to tell the truth inside journalism and politics. And you can.
So, okay. So Jimmy Dore was in his garage while he sexually harassed Anna Kasparian at the Young Turk studio. I'm just like, what is this whole shtick? Oh, I'm just in my garage, bro. What? Like, didn't you work for a major news company? Haven't you been, like, a touring comedian for 20 years? Like, what is this? Like, he simultaneously tries to talk about how he's so big, so important, super valuable, and he's, like, saving the world. And then on the other side of the coin, it's, oh, I'm just a pothead in my garage. Never even left my house. It's such a baffling juxtaposition.
Tell the truth inside journalism and politics, and you can create a ruckus. And I did. So I'm just doing what she said. So I started to put heat.
That's incredible. So there's more?
So the idea that we have progressives inside the Democratic Party, it's actually more deleterious to the progressive movement to have them there. Why is that, Jimmy? Because it gives people a false impression that there's somebody in government fighting for you, that there's one of the parties that are kind of on your side, and they aren't. And the quicker people realize that both parties are not on their side, they only serve the oligarchy. We are, in fact, in an oligarchy. Your democracy was stolen way before Trump. Until that happens, we won't ever have real change.
But what about Ocasio-Cortez? She's on Instagram.
So
that's that clip. Oh my God. Perfect comedic time.
Ocasio-Cortez, she's on Instagram.
Okay. So I actually agree with this. I just want to say, like, you know, that is something I agree with. Yeah, both parties don't work for you. But pinning all of that on AOC is bizarre. It's strange, and it's very awkward behavior. And also, this guy never has any solutions. There's literally never ever in his entire career has he ever recommended a solution in any capacity. What is his solution? The March for Medicare for All. What is the march designed to do? To pressure politicians. So, politicians aren't going to save you. They're not going to help you. They won't do anything about you or to you or for you. So let's organize to beg them for help? What? Like, I'm trying to understand this thought. Okay, so in my position, right, I think both parties are garbage. So what I do is I actually perform actual activism. I go out and protest. I go out and organize communities around, you know, policies that they can enact. I, you know, try to do that kind of stuff. I participate in mutual aid. I try to help people directly. Jimmy Dore is, I hate politicians, they all suck. Now let's go beg them for attention. What? It's bizarre. It's strange.
And so now everybody sees that those people are fakers and they're corrupt. And the reason why I say they're corrupt is not because they take...
So what is how did he prove the faker thing? Okay, so AOC is a faker because the Democratic Party sucks. What? And then, like, 2 minutes later, now that I've confirmed and proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that they're fakers, like, what? Also, who uses the term fakers like
corporate
that?
Money and do the bidding of corporations, but they're doing the bidding of their own career, right? Their own self-dealing.
Yeah.
So if I go along with the establishment, I'm going to get a book deal, I'm going to get speaking fees, and I'm going to be in Congress for at least 5 years, and then I get a pension for the rest of my life. That is corrupt, and that's why they're not pushing back.
So AOC is corrupt because she's in her 3rd year of being a sitting member of Congress. That makes her corrupt. What?
Because Nancy Pelosi could come in and crush you. Hey, we'll fund somebody in a primary to your left, just like she did to Joe Crowley, AOC, right? So that's what they're all afraid of. They're afraid of the power of the establishment taking away what little power and...
Okay, so does that mean Pelosi funded AOC against Joe Crowley? Or does that mean Pelosi would fund AOC too against AOC? Okay, so AOC is corrupt because she's been in Congress for 3 years. And Pelosi could fund a primary challenger. That proves that AOC is corrupt. Like, am I missing a step?
Not pushing back. Because Nancy Pelosi could come in and crush you. Hey, we'll fund somebody in a primary to your left, just like she did to Joe Crowley, AOC, right? So that's what they're all afraid of. They're afraid of the power of the establishment taking away what little power and that they have in Congress.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
And so...
Oh my God, that's...
Hannity here.
That's an amazing Easter egg.
In Congress.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
I love that. Anyway, so I don't get it. What the fuck? I know. Okay, now this, like, so what he said was all gobbledygook. It was nonsense. Now let's think about the fact that he's on Tucker Carlson, the most popular cable news show by the most popular cable news station that has basically single-handedly fueled and funneled power and resources into fascism in America, right? He is talking about how the United States is an oligarchy and how that's a bad thing while he's on Fox News. He's talking about how the Democrats are evil because we live in an oligarchy while he's talking to an oligarch. That would be like if I were in the room, and I'm not trying to say Tucker Carlson's like Jeff Bezos, but if I'm in a room with like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or something, or even their secretaries, and I'm in the room talking about how, like, my dog ate my homework or something. You know, it's like, what? Like, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure, like, no, if I'm in that room, I'm going to be talking about them. I'm going to be talking about how bad they are and how they participate in an oligarchic society. What is this, like, nonsense? He's talking about, like, his fucking, like, high school crush or something. On, like, it's fascinating. It's truly fascinating. And this is the other thing that it really, at the end of the day, when you really put everything together, it really just boils down to this.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
It's not good, folks. It's yikes.